Alright, gun connoisseurs, it is the photogenic firearms guy back again, this time with something really cool again, I think. So this right here, for those that don't know, this is the Daewoo K1a1. This is classified by the South Korean military as, guess what? A submachine gun. It is classified as, there's a lot of people who complain and things like that, that's not actually it. It's a 5.56 NATO submachine gun for the North Korean, South Korean, the Korean, the one that we like, them, their military. So check that out. This is really cool. It's actually pre-banned, so it's from before 1989. There are no more coming in, and they're actually extremely hard to find. This one, sadly, has two boo-boos on it. One is some numbskull when it came in, drilled and tapped to the top cover, the top receiver. So that is a sad thing. And secondarily, see that? That's not a QD point. That's actually where the rear sling swivel was. So I need to get a rear sling swivel for it. And I'm going to have to get those really sad holes filled and covered. So anyway, I'm gonna jump into this because this is a disassembly video on this really cool gun. So let's disassemble it. We're gonna disassemble it in literally just a second, but let me do just a second's worth of a quick overview of what this is. Because unfortunately, there's not a lot of information out there about these. A lot of people know about this, and the people who are tuning in right now probably want me to get onto the disassembly video because they're trying to figure out how to do something for this gun. You'll notice the grip is AR-15-esque, but it's not. You notice the rear right here is actually flat. You'll also notice that these tines have these notch cuts in them that are quite interesting. There are 1, 2, 3 cuts here, 1 cut there, with this length of pull right here being completely open. It takes AR-15 magazines, so you can use the standard Stanag mags. You can use extendy boys right here like that. You can use shorter boys like that. Or you can use even shorter boys like that. To the disassembly, there is some stuff that needs to be noticed here. First off, you'll note these tines actually go right past that, bolt release right there. So those tines do go past that bolt release. I'm going to back it. Oh my god, that would just make me so sad right there, seeing that. Ready for this? So there is fire. You'll notice, boom, safe. You'll notice, boom, fire. Whoa, how do you do that? Well, I'll tell you. It's called this because it's a 360-degree rotation lever. Now, in a full automatic South Korean submachine gun, it'd be full auto there. I believe, and semi there. I believe that's how that works. Notice this is pushed out far. And you know what? These sights are extraordinarily open. Because again, close range, not long range. All right, let's disassemble this about this. So right now, what we see here, this is the K1a1, right? It has the 30-round magazine in it and your tines right here. So what we are going to need to show you here is, first off, to just take this off. Now, you press in this lock bar right here, and you press this lock bar in, it frees it up, so you can push this all the way down to here for it to be clicked in for storage and transportation. Right? You push that lock bar in, you can pull it out to here, pull it out to here, and even way out to here from all those guys that live in Wisconsin because, you know, gigantic people. Anyway, moving past that joke, you can press this in and then slide the tines right out. Now, as a disclaimer, and I'm not being paid by them, this is just my knowledge of this to help anybody with one of these fairly rare guns, just to let you know, Stormworks, that's Stormworks, W-E-R-K-Z, has a buffer adapter on here that clicks in that allows you to put an AR-15 style buffer on there, basically getting rid of these really chintzy tines, which kind of suck, and I've heard, because I've not shot this yet, they heat up pretty fast, so we shall see. All right, jumping to it, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Remove your source of ammunition, show that it is clear. Let's jump into it. To disassemble, press here. We're gonna lower this because kind of get a gauge of the camera. Push this straight in. When you push this in, which requires, I guess, there you go, pop it. You'll notice right there, now this separates just like an AR-15, all right? We're going to remove your recoil spring, which looks like an AR-180 recoil spring. We are going to then take your bolt, slide the bolt to the rear here, to that little notch that you notice here. Once there, you will pull the bolt out, the handle, then you will actually remove the bolt. Now, 99% of gun owners in America own an AR-15. So I don't see the need to actually break this down because you'll notice it literally is a smaller AR-15 bolt. There's the pin for you to pull out. It will disassemble that pin off the firing pin right there, and then everything comes out like an AR-15. But if you'll notice, this is set up like an AR-180. Because as you'll notice, the recoil impulse is pushed like this, which allows this to be an extremely smooth shooter. So there you go. I'm going to drop that down there. All right, now to take the upper off, right here, you're going to push this through, pop that, and it comes off exactly like an AR-15. So it really is exactly like an AR-15 upper in that aspects. To take off the handguard, super simple. Again, don't need to do this because this is pretty basic. Unscrew that, and then they will part ways, and then you can take that, remove that, and take that off. So very basic upper. Inside, you'll notice, maybe we can see it. I hope the camera will catch it because I can't see what the camera's seeing at this angle, but you'll notice that inside there is a direct gas, again, exactly the same as an AR-15 because this is direct gas impingement. The K2 model, this is the K1a1, the K2 model is actually an AK-47, AR-15, AR-180 hybrid, so that has a long stroke gas piston, but this is direct gas impingement. Let's put that there. Let's take a look at this right here. So this is actually the K1a1 receiver. Notice there is a lot going on here, right? There's your standard push pin at the front. Here is this really massive amount of stuff going on here. There's your trigger group. Push that to safe, cannot fire. I will rotate this around to fire. You'll notice, pull that and gently let it rock forward. There's nothing milled out here, and you'll see these two holes in the back. This right here is actually the buffer for the firing. I should probably put that down. For the firing for the bolt carrier group, as it hits it, that is the buffer. You'll also notice this hole at the top, that is actually the hole that let's rotate that around, clicks into. Let me see if I can get the other way for the camera. So it would click into like that. Pretty interesting. Now you'll notice up here, let's see if I can get this down for the camera. You'll notice this, right? This is your hold open right here, exactly like an AR, but this is like a sharp knife sticking up. See that? Be offset, my shirt probably getting in the way. Press this down, and this will actually go down into this mass on the side. By the way, this mass, again, correlates with these tines, right? So that's why that's out there, but it allows you to have your ejector actually depress when this goes over it, because it will hit this and push this down, and then when it comes back and lets loose, this will pop up, hit the back of the brass casing, and throw it out. So that is what the internals of the K1a1 looks like. Take the upper right here. I'm going to attach the upper to it. Push this in. Boom. Now it's in. Also, be careful. These handguards are actually extremely delicate. They're not really delicate, but they wobble a little bit and they can get a little bit loose. And right now, there are literally no spare parts on the market. Right now, there are no spare parts for this gun, or actually really any of the Daewoo K1s or K2s. The reason for that is apparently one guy bought out the entirety of DaewooParts.com or .net and isn't parting them out. He's waiting for some major retailer to purchase them and sell them for him, purchase them from him and sell them because he does not want to do that. So right now, parts for these things are super scarce, and I'm assuming that the parts that he has are the only ones that are really left out there. So in general, don't break anything on your gun because it will be near impossible to replace. So I'm going to put this back together again super quick. I'll show you how. Like I said, it's really easy. You're going to take your BCG. We're going to then insert it into your gun. Wow, that's a stretch, right? Now you're going to line up the holes there. Let's see if we can maybe see that. So there's the holes there. You're going to take your piece. You're going to slide that little piece right in there and then close the bolt. Now you're going to take your AR-180 style recoil spring, insert here. Make sure the tab is up. All right, now we are going to take this, we are going to gently push this forward and then close it. There you go. Now, take your tines. Now, obviously, this is something that you can do either way you want to. You're gonna take your tines, depress this, and now you're gonna wiggle them and fight with them and yell at them to slide on. Get on my gun! There you go. And we depress this down, and now the gun is back together again. And now it's ready to rock and roll with your magazines. So, very cool gun, very cool rich history. I'm gonna have some shooting videos of this out, hopefully soon. So, thank you specifically for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it maybe. I hope that it was worth the watch. Like any YouTuber will say, hit that like button. Comment something. If you learned something, I'm happy for you to comment something maybe you didn't know about before that maybe this video enlightened about these guns. So thank you so much for watching and support. If you don't already, please subscribe. I know every YouTuber asks you to subscribe, but if you want more videos like this, you want to see them, subscribe. That way, when I do post something, you can get notified. Well, you kind of have to hit that little notification bell to get notified, but you can do that too. So thank you for your support. As you see, we will have some other cool stuff coming your way in the near future, especially when we get these shooting videos back on the road. Currently, my shooting spot has currently been not accessible to me at the moment for a little bit of time, but when those shooting videos do come up and when I do have access, we will definitely be making more videos, especially stuff like this, the M96 Expeditionary Rifle, which is a pretty uncommon gun in the US. And I have made a video on it on my friend JC's 20-inch one. This is actually the Recon carbine. So this is my brand new baby. It is actually unfired, and it was built in like 2004. The person who previously owned it never fired it in 15 years. That's crazy, and these are pretty uncommon. So cool stuff coming. You're gonna see a lot of 80s guns. You're gonna see a lot of sniper rifles. A lot of things happening on this, and I'm gonna try to get more YouTube videos out. YouTube is actually, unfortunately, last on my list of things that I can do because of time constraints. I'd like to be able to post a lot more regularly, do a lot more YouTube videos, and it's actually going to be you guys who are going to be able to help make that happen, because if I see that level of support, which I have for my shooting videos in videos like this, then I can make videos that aren't shooting related that maybe will be informational and beneficial to you. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. And as always, be safe, but have fun.